FPV races here in Edmonton and joins us this morning. Good morning, James.
And good morning, Mark.
So start out with what does FVP stand for?
FPV stands for first person view. So these drones all get flown by a little, like we are looking through a camera that's mounted on the nose of these things. And we're wearing a set of VR style goggles over top. So we are inside the drone. Getting the same view it does looking out the front. I mean, I think I passed that little guy around.
Yeah. I've got this one drone that I can basically hold in my hand.
Yeah,
it's so small. And is there there's a camera in this one too.
That little dot looking straight at you is a camera. It's not a very good one, admittedly. Your Amazon Ring is probably a bit better.
Yeah,
but it's optimized for like low latency and low weight, obviously.
Low latency meaning
low lag. So like from the camera seeing something to me seeing something is in the range of about 10 to 20 milliseconds.
Right, so very quickly.
Very quickly, yeah. You wouldn't want to have a long delay because, I mean, you have an obstacle already. You've already hit something by the time you see it, you know.
Well, it's interesting because when we started talking about this and heard about it the first time, I was thinking, okay, I've seen people operating drones and they've got a little, switcher, little
controller in their hands,
and then the drone goes up, they're watching their drone, they're moving it around, that kind of thing. But this is very different. When you put the VR goggles on, you're looking at it from the point of view of the drone.
It's even more different than that.
Okay.
So those ones you're used to seeing, we call them photo drones. We sometimes call them DJI drones. DJI is a company. They're just ubiquitous in that field.
Right.
If you broke the controller in half when it's in the air, the drone will stay exactly where it is until it gets low battery. Then it knows the GPS coordinates of where it took off from, and it comes back home and does that.
Oh, wow.
These drones don't do that at all. No, this one here, for example, the photo style drones, if you press forward on the stick, the drone just moves forward. If anyone listening has played a first-person shooter game on a computer, it's hitting W.
Right.
But my drone, if you press the stick forward, it starts tilting.
Oh, okay.
And then when you stop pressing the stick forward, it holds that attitude, that tilt. So I equated it to balancing a broomstick on your fingers. You're trying to walk around the house. If you want to go forward, you've got to kind of lean the broomstick forward.
Well, you see helicopters do that too,
yes,
right? A helicopter will lean down and then to move forward.
And then when he wants to stop, he's got to go backwards like that. Yeah,
right.
These fly exactly like that.
Now, interesting, you've got a drone in your hand right now, yes. And this would be, I don't know, it's kind of 8 inches across, right?
Yeah, so we measure them by propeller size. So
okay.
my propellers on this one are 5 inches across. The whole drone, I'm going to guess it's 250 millimeters from corner to corner.
Right. And it's got a full-size camera.
It's got a GoPro. Yeah. Full-size GoPro on the back of it. I use this one here to make videos for YouTube, probably the smallest YouTube channel that's ever been even vaguely mentioned on this radio station. I think I got all the 120 subscribers at the moment.
Well, after this one, I'm sure you'll get more.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope so. Now, how many different drones do you own?
Me, personally, I've got a fleet of about 6 if we count the junkers in the field out back.
Yeah. And are they all different or some are the same?
There's about 3 classes I have.
Okay.
I have a couple of these big ones here.
And when you say big, I mean,
there's bigger.
There's much bigger drones than that one, of course.
Yeah.
But for your purposes, that's a big drone.
This is a larger drone. It's big enough that you need licenses for. There's all kinds of rules, et cetera, et cetera. I've got a couple of the ones that I have that you pass around there that'll fit in the palm of your hand size one. And those ones are, primarily used to race.
Okay. And let's talk about the racing now.
Absolutely.
How difficult are these to pilot in a race?
Incredibly.
Yeah.
Again, bouncing a broomstick on 2 fingers, running through your house as fast as you can.
Yeah, that would be difficult.
Oh, it is. Fortunately, these little things take crashes extremely well.
Yeah.
Except they're
robust.
That one in your hands is about 35 grams with the battery attached. It's absolutely tiny. I mean, a Mars bar is 50 some.
Okay.
And it's made out of soft, squishy plastic, so it tends to bounce off stuff. I've hit myself in the face several times for funsies sometimes.
How do you learn? I mean, obviously you just must, through trial and error, get better at doing it.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
We have computer simulator programs, and it's literally just a game you purchase on Steam.
To teach you how to do it.
And when I started, I just used a standard Xbox controller. It's not ideal, but I mean,
Right.
It's 2 sticks, so that's all you kind of need. Like, all you really need to get started to learn is a simulator and a controller with 2 sticks if you really want to get down to it.
Okay, so then you've got a number of people then who bring their drones, they've got their VR headsets, and now you're setting up a race. What does the race look like?
Well, so in our case, we set up in the Veterans Food Bank on the west end of town. Quick shout out to them. They've been an amazing venue for us. And yeah, we have a number of pop-up like nylon and fabric gates, like little rings, if you will. They're about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet is the opening, and we just set them up in a course all around the food bank. You know, start lines here, then you take a right down past the rice, and there's a gate there, and then you go up over top of the diapers, and there's a spiral you have to do down that.
Yeah.
And then we have a electronic timing system that picks up the video signal from each drone as it goes past the start-finish line.
Right.
And yeah, we all compete for who gets the best time through the race, with a little more than bragging rights on the table at the end. But it's quite competitive still at the time. Like, we have some guys that have gone pretty extreme into it.
It sounds pretty fun.
Oh, it's incredible. Barrel of monkeys.
Yeah. What's the drone racing scene like in Edmonton? And is that the only place you do it?
Let's see. Well, we've gone as far as, I think it was the Ministic School. We actually had a outdoor race a couple months ago. But for the most part, yeah, we stick with in Edmonton. Our club president actually right now is on his way, is like jet lagged right now. He just came back from America, racing against arguably the best in the world down there. And he's going to hate me if I get this wrong, but I think he got 11th out of 80.
That's pretty good.
He's pretty good, absolutely. And admittedly, I've watched the footage of this, and these guys are going faster than I can think.
Wow, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you think, so the little one in your hand will go about 40 clicks an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, which at the same time, you're like, okay, whatever, 40, cars going by faster, but 40 clicks an hour in your house.
Yeah, that is fast. Now, there's lots of rules about, operating drones outside and where you can go high. You can go. Did you guys have to follow any rules? Like, you're not really going very high if you're outdoors.
Well, we're indoors.
And mostly it's indoors, yeah.
Yeah, and so as soon as you go indoors, Transport Canada, which is our governing agency, doesn't have any jurisdiction whatsoever. Okay. I mean, I joke sometimes I could take the big one and fly it over a crowd while drunk, and it's not a good idea, but it's technically legal. But those little ones, though, that we race indoors, yeah, even if we were outside, they're so light that Transport Canada considers them a toy.
Yeah, and you're not going to hurt anybody with them.
No, I mean, again, the absolute worst thing you could realistically do to someone is if I crash in your long hair, and you get a free haircut, basically.
Right, there you go. Now, and how much would these be worth? Are they expensive?
So the jump-in point, I would say, for a good set, for a controller, goggles, and a little racing drone like that one over there, is about $400 to $500. It's about an Xbox.
Yeah.
You can go a lot farther into this. I mean, I've got $600 goggles, another $600 controller, and this one's probably an $800 drone with the camera on it.
Right.
But yeah, there's definitely levels to it. In that being said, I think we had a new guy show up to our race the other day, and I think we got him kitted out for $100.
There you go.
Just on used stuff.
Yeah. Well, James, it's pretty fascinating. Thanks so much for coming in to explain it. Really cool.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
James Adams is Vice President of the Northern Alberta FPV League. All right, let's check in with Paige Parsons now on our news headlines. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning, Mark. The newsroom is working on